So this is a really neat hole. You have the creek coming down to this little area, getting shot over towards me by a fallen down tree up there. Then you have this leaning tree over here, a tree trunk there. So the white foam is being created up by those ripples, and they come through here, and then it gets pushed up against that tree that's leaning over, and then it gets stopped by this tree trunk and then continues on. Now there is a bunch of detritus in here, which is all decaying leaves. This is a great spot for bugs to be protected. So the issue is, well, the advantage is that as these leaves are drifting down, they settle down in here. Well, these trout are dodging leaves all day long. They see a bug that comes in, they're gonna eat it, because all the bugs are protected and eating all these, so they're not really on the move right now because they have food, they're foraging. Little bugs get caught in here, and the nymphs and the larvae eat that. So I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to cast up in here and drift it down and take advantage of the trout not seeing as many bugs or dodging a lot of bugs, and then they see one or two come through. The one thing you got to do though is you got to be very, very patient fishing in the fall with the leaves. You're going to catch a lot of leaves, but when you get that one trout, it's going to be worth it. I mended my line downstream because my fly line was getting caught into this slower water. I'm just going to bring my flies all the way back into here. I think that was a leaf. It's a tough cast because this canopy right here. Just letting this drift right on through this foamy area. Ooh. Oh, that was leaves. You're gonna catch a bunch of them. I'm way over there up against the tree. I don't want to get caught in that tree. Just let my flies kind of swing on through the tail end of this. For a second I thought I'd lost my flies. The glare is so bad. Like I said, you got to be very, very patient. Lots and lots of leaves. And you know who else is dodging them all day long? Trout. So they're just as annoyed. They miss bugs that drift by them because they're hidden behind leaves, or they don't want to move over and get them because leaves in the way. So they are just as annoyed as you are. So I've learned after a couple drifts through here that as my fly lands, I need to mend downstream, which kind of assists in my initial drift. Just letting that swing right on through that tail end of that hole. So I mend that first mend. The glare is so bad, my indicator fly looks just like all the foam, which I guess to the trout is good if I'm using it as an indicator and they're not looking off. They're not really seeing anything disruptive. I'm going to try to go a little bit closer to me. Do a drift right here. Let's see if anything's in here. Looks like a little bit too slow. That's probably the one I need. Right on that seam right here. Closest to me. Didn't look like it was a good drift there. I want to try to go further up into this. Way over there. Kind of gives my flies a little bit more time to drift down and get into that strike zone. Going to drift right into those trees there, which I don't want. Leaf. Gotta love the leaves in the fall fishing. You just have to have patience, that's all. Flies drifting right up against the bank there. Oh, what was that? Another leaf. Starting a little bit higher up and over, so ooh, wondering if it's getting caught on the bottom up there. I could explain why it takes a dip, but let's just see. I'll tell you what's hard is when there's glare and you're trying to concentrate on your fly and it is all merging in with every other thing that looks just like it, and you're trying to focus back onto your fly. My goodness, it's like an immediate headache. I'm pretty convinced that was a trout. Maybe they're just waking up now. They're either waking up or maybe the bugs are actively moving a little bit more as the sun comes up and the trout are foraging on the bugs. They're coming down the water column. Flies right up against that bank there. Huh. Trying to bring it a little bit further down in the middle here, because up against the bank is not working very well, so I'll do a couple drifts down the middle. Then I'll switch up my flies. Because I gotta wait, like when I'm not catching stuff, I'll kind of think, like, what am I doing wrong here? Right, so I got like a black little caddis pupa, like pheasant or hare's ear kind of fly. It's black, and then I got a small little green midge larva that's as a trailer, and I have a split shot down there. So that's usually what is in these waters, and maybe they're too small, maybe my attractant fly is not large enough, maybe I don't have enough weight for tension, so bug puts it in its mouth, spits it out. There's a little bit of bug activity coming off the water. Not much, but a little bit. So I might change my fly to something a little bit brighter. Just to switch some things up. Alright. Well, I didn't need to switch too much up. I just needed to cast it further up in there. Alright. Or keep it away from over there. I'm not sure what kind of trees there are over there. Come on, buddy. Ooh. I do know there's trees over there. Come on. Oh. Get away from over there. Oh. This trout's taking me for my run. It's not even that big of a trout. There we go. Come on. Just slowly bringing you up. Keeping my rod tip down because I don't want to get too much flexion in, because the tip, the base here, is what's really helping my fight. Just need to wear this guy down a little bit. There we go. All right. Whew. It's a nice trout. Spunky little thing. Gorgeous. Haha, saved that. That was good. Alright, let's just release this guy. It's a nice fall fish. It's a cool picture with all the leaves there, I think. Alrighty, let's let you go. No, let's let you go up in the faster water. How about that? Probably what you need. A little bit of faster current. There you go. A little faster current.